People who don't want kids, what are your reasons? Primarily because I don't want the responsibility, the stress, and they're expensive. I enjoy being around kids occasionally for short times, but having one full-time would not be fun for me. I know this is kinda F***ed up to say, but I also don't want the risk of having a messed up kid. If I knew the child wouldn't have any major problems beforehand, I would be more willing to have one. I like money and time in my body. I don't want kids in the same way I don't want to move to North Dakota. I have no reason to, and it seems unpleasant from my point of view. I can't even take care of myself. I don't like kids, simple as that. But it's different when they're your own. Yeah, I can't get away from them, making my situation way worse. To paraphrase the comedian who said this, and whose name I've forgotten. I don't want a bunch of unemployed people sitting around my house, eating up all my food. We enjoy our lifestyle and neither of us has a desire to have kids. Being pregnant/giving birth is my #1 biggest fear. But also I just don't want them, the same way I don't want to own my own business or play sports. It's not something that interests me. I don't find taking care of children rewarding the way others do. In my opinion, you need a reason to get something, not the other way around. It isn't so much that I have reasons that I don't want kids. It is that I have never, ever, in my 36 years of life wanted kids. It seems to me that if you have kids, you should probably want them. Have a desire to raise them. I don't. No reason. I just have no want of children. If I had a kid, I'd probably emotionally neglect them. That hardly seems fair. So I just won't have any. I don't want to pass on my genes to another person. Being pregnant reminds me of Alien, and I just don't want to go through 9 months of agony. Children consume your life and it's not something I want to trade my current time for. I enjoy my hobbies and I work a 9-to-5 job. I want to travel the world throughout my life. I want money to spend on stupid things that I want. I want money and time to give to others that I feel deserve it or are in need. I'm not maternal, in the general sense. I don't think most babies are cute. I don't want to hold babies. I don't want to care for a baby. I am much happier being in the aunt role. I just don't feel the need for a child. People around me are having children. The population won't dwindle to nothing, that's for sure. My genetics aren't special. I don't care what my boyfriend and I would look like if we created an offspring and that baby looked like us combined. People who want kids can have kids, but there's no reason I need to have kids. My parents' lives won't be less because they don't have grandchildren, and my boyfriend and I won't be lonely in 50 years. I know people say it's different when it's your own child, but when I think of everyone in my family or among my friends who have had a child, all I see is the time they don't have anymore, the money they've spent taking care of it, and the negative effect it has on their body. Then I look at the kid, who can't do anything for themselves until they're like 10, and even then there's so much they don't know. I guess there just isn't a parental instinct for me. Expensive and annoying. Kinda off topic, but it's harder to find someone that's single that doesn't have/want kids as you get older. Most everyone by my age, mid-20s, has 1 or 2 kids already. I may sound like a selfish asshole, but I'm not gonna date someone that already has a kid/kids from a previous relationship. I'm not interested in becoming a step-parent later on down the road. I just don't want kids. I like having free time, money, a social life, freedom to make spontaneous plans, not having to find a sitter just so I can go to work. I also hate children, so there are many reasons why I don't want kids. Down the line, if I eventually do decide to, I would much rather adopt a child in need that already exists rather than spread the terrible genes my parents gave me. I've got a case of the gay. I have very little faith that the world will still be comfortably inhabitable by the time my offspring grows up. I doubt my capacity to love is sufficient to put up with all the stress my kid would be me through. The fire station might have a new baby after my first sleepless week. I have a few minor genetic issues that I don't think another person needs to deal with. Nothing disabling, but just icing on the raisin cake. My genetic quality is slightly below average, so I'm in no hurry to spread this stuff around. I'm a big fan of peace and quiet. My parents should not have had kids, and I am not in the healthiest mental state. I could never pass the burden of being alive to the thing I'm supposed to love the most. I also hear we end up like our parents, so I don't have that going for me. Global warming, to me, it would be unconscionable to bring an innocent life into a world where I couldn't guarantee their safety and health for 80+ years. I don't want to become a mombi. It feels like my friends have been totally subsumed by their kids, and I'm just starting to really enjoy my life. I can't just give it up. POO. I don't like other people's POO. I want to finally enjoy my life without being around the toxic people that raised me. It's about time I live for myself and enjoy the time I have. I don't think I'm fit to be a mother. Maybe act as an aunt. Plus, there's so many kids out there that need help, so I'll just travel and help those in need. No kids equals more money for Jeep parts. I don't get enough sleep as it is, and I like having disposable income. Also, to this day I have never changed a diaper and I don't intend to start. They make it harder for you to follow your dreams. I have never seen the appeal of being a parent. I've lived paycheck to paycheck nearly my whole damn life. And babies/toddlers creep me out. The world's on fire, yo, what do y'all really think the planet's gonna look like by 2030? I have enough trouble being responsible for myself, never mind a mini-me. Also, intense tokophobia. I like money, free time, and quiet. The ability to throw myself into my hobbies at will or take a trip without planning is awesome too. I hate noise. I always find it weird to justify why I don't want something. Why don't you want a pet elephant? Up? Why aren't you building a spacecraft? 'Cause like, why would I? If you want to do that, go right ahead, but imposing your life's choices as a challenge to someone else is just weird. I can barely take care of my own problems. I don't want to put a mini-me into this world if I can barely take care of myself both financially and personally. We have enough people already, don't we? For me it's a combination of overpopulation and my own bleak nihilism. I think the world is a dark place and things feel like they're going to get worse. Whether or not this is true, someone who feels this way shouldn't have kids. I'd like to keep my money. Dogs are cheaper and way better than kids. Plus dogs deserve all my attention. Personally, I find children to be pretty gross and annoying. Just hearing a child wailing boils my blood and I don't know why. Seeing them with drool or snot running down their faces makes me want to gag. Not to mention expensive and life-consuming, and have the potential to be assholes. I have poor genetics and wouldn't want to pass on my myriad of health problems either. I've never had even the slightest passing thought of ever wanting children and I would make a terrible parent. They're loud, they're messy, they leave bodily matter everywhere, they're just overall nasty. Also, the thought of being pregnant repulses me, it's like body horror. If I wanted a parasite, I'd just go to Area 51 and get an alien. Number 1, I'd feel awful bringing a child into the world in the state it's in now, knowing one day I'll have to expect them to go out on their own and make a life for themselves. Second, I ain't got the kind of money to give a child even a passable quality of life. There are already too many people in the world without what they need. I have a dog. That is the absolute upper limit of what I can safely be responsible for. I don't like taking care of kids. Cats and dogs are cuter. My little sister tried to push me down the stairs. Plus, I have 6 of them. No thanks. I have the constant urge to punt any children I find. Having kids would ruin the kind of life that I want with my so. They take time, money, and get between the relationship of their parents. We wouldn't be able to travel nearly as much and having casual and romantic dates would be out of the table. I have seen too many couples that stay together just because of their kids, and when the children finally become adults and leave their home, the parents find that the person they used to love is now an stranger that they don't recognize. I just don't want to live any of that. I want to be able to enjoy every day with the person I chose to be my partner without anyone getting in the middle. Society. Just not interested. Also, I'm self-aware enough to know I'd be a terrible parent. I'm a poor teacher because I get so impatient, and kids are loud. I value my career progression and my health more than I value having children. That could change in future, but for now it's a strongly held view.